"You fool. I already transferred everything back to my name, and I gave the rest of the money to my wife." Those were the exact words my own son threw at me as he slammed the front door of the house I'd paid for with 50 years of double shifts, overtime, and skipped vacations. I stood on the porch in Tampa, Florida, holding one small suitcase, watching 42-year-old Ethan read. The boy I'd raised alone after his father walked out, grin like he'd just closed the deal of the century. He thought he'd won. He thought getting rid of his 68-year-old mother was the final step to financial freedom. What he didn't know was that I'd seen every move coming, and I'd already rewritten the ending. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. These real-life family betrayal stories hit hard, but the comeback is always worth it. Let's dive in. It started about 4 months earlier. I was up at 5:30 a.m. like always, brewing coffee in the kitchen of our 3-bedroom ranch house in a quiet Tampa suburb. The house I'd bought cash in 2002 after years of waitressing, bookkeeping, and finally landing a steady job at an insurance firm. Ethan used to join me for breakfast every morning before heading to his construction management company. It was our thing since he was little. But lately, he was gone by 5 a.m. No goodbye. Just the sound of his truck roaring out of the driveway. At first I told myself, business is booming. His company had landed big contracts, strip malls, condo remodels. Fine. Then the late night started. 11 p.m., midnight, sometimes 1 a.m. And the smell, not construction dust. Expensive women's perfume. The kind that costs $150 a bottle. One night I waited up. He came in carrying a small velvet bag from a jewelry store in Hyde Park. "For Sarah?" I asked, smiling. Sarah, his wife of 7 years, was visiting her sister in Orlando that week. "Yeah, Mom. For Sarah," he muttered, avoiding my eyes and heading upstairs. But Sarah had called me that afternoon. She was still in Orlando. Had been all week. The next morning, after he left, I did something I'm not proud of. But a mother's instinct doesn't apologize. I went into their bedroom. The jewelry bag was empty in his drawer. No gift for Sarah. What I did find, hidden under the mattress like some bad movie cliché, a stack of papers. Quitclaim deeds. Property transfer forms. My signature. But not my handwriting. The beach condo in Clearwater I'd bought in 1998 with inheritance money from my aunt. The rental duplex downtown that covered my property taxes and gave me extra income. The house we were standing in, paid off since 2015. All of it, transferred to Ethan's name over the last 5 months. Total value, over $850,000. And my forged signature practiced on scrap paper right there in the pile. He'd studied my loops, my slants. My own son had turned my life into a forgery project. My hands shook so hard I dropped the papers. $850,000 I'd built from nothing. From waitressing graveyard shifts when he was in diapers, from skipping my own doctor's appointment so he could play Little League, from working until 67 because Social Security alone wasn't enough. But the money wasn't the worst part. It was knowing he'd planned this. Calculated it. Practiced my name like a signature on a check he was cashing. That night I couldn't sleep. I sat in the dark kitchen with herbal tea, staring at the backyard I'd landscaped myself. When Ethan stumbled in at 1 a.m., he saw me and froze. "Mom, why are you up?" "Just thinking, son. Thinking about a lot of things." The next weeks were pure theater. I played the clueless mom. He played the caring son. But I watched everything. His hushed phone calls in the garage, the way he hid papers in his briefcase, the lies about late meetings. Ethan thought he was smart. But he'd forgotten one thing. I'd been his mother for 42 years. I knew his tells better than anyone. A week later I found more, bank statements showing he'd drained my main savings. $78,000 I'd set aside for medical bills and emergencies. Transferred to a joint account with Sarah. It wasn't just greed. It was a full plan to leave me broke, dependent, powerless. So when he finally kicked me out, I'd have nowhere to go but whatever care facility he chose. But Ethan made one fatal mistake. He underestimated me. He thought age 68 meant weak, trusting, helpless. He didn't know I'd been preparing since the day Sarah moved in 8 years ago. From day one, Sarah treated me like furniture. No eye contact. No small talk. Always excuses why Ethan couldn't visit or call. I thought it was new bride nerves. But over time I realized she saw me as competition for control. So I started moving pieces quietly. Every month, my social security and small pension check came. I took half, $400, and hid it. Cash in safe deposit boxes. A secret account at a credit union Ethan never used. Under floorboards in my room. In old cookbooks they never touched. 8 years of that. Over $38,000 they never knew existed. But cash was only part of it. I started going to free senior financial literacy workshops at the local library every Tuesday. Told them it was book club. I learned about elder financial abuse laws in Florida. Power of attorney risks. How to spot forgery. Asset protection trusts. That's where I met Margaret Klein, 67, retired paralegal who volunteered at the sessions. She'd seen dozens of cases. Kids forging deeds, draining 401(k)s, faking dementia claims. Margaret looked at the copies I'd secretly made of Ethan's forged papers. These are sloppy, she said. No proper notarization chain. No witnesses on half. Legally, they're toilet paper. But he's using them to get loans against your properties. If the banks foreclose, you're the one on the hook. My properties were still mine on official records, but leveraged. A house of cards. Margaret helped me open new accounts, get certified copies of all original deeds, and place a fraud alert on my credit. But the real game changer came when Sarah came home early one afternoon. I was making dinner when she sat down and said, "Antonia, we need to talk." Her voice wasn't cold. It was tired. Almost kind. "I know what Ethan's doing," she said. "The forgeries. The drained accounts. The plan to kick you out and put you in assisted living so he can sell everything." I froze. "Why tell me now?" "Because I'm next," she said bitterly. "He thinks once you're gone, he'll control me too. He has a girlfriend, 26-year-old project coordinator from his office. Buys her Tiffany bracelets, pays her rent in Ybor City, promised he'd divorce me once he handles the mom situation. The perfume. The jewelry. The late nights." It clicked. Sarah pulled out her phone. Photos. Hotel receipts. Screenshots of Venmo transfers. $28,000 in 6 months on the girlfriend alone. Recordings of Ethan on speakerphone. "Once the old lady's in a home, the money's mine. Sarah gets whatever scraps I throw her." He called me the old lady. After everything. Sarah looked at me. "I've been gathering evidence for months. Bank logs. Emails. Everything. You have the original property docs. I have proof of embezzlement and infidelity. Together, we can end this before he ends us." For the first time in years, I felt hope. We spent 3 days planning in whispers while Ethan was at work. Then came the night he decided to move. During dinner he smiled too big. "Mom, tomorrow we need to talk about your future. You're forgetting things lately. We're worried." Sarah shot me a look. "It's go time." The next morning I was up at dawn. Called Margaret. Met her and a friend, Paul Whitaker, elder law attorney, at a diner. We spent the day. 1. Bank, froze accounts, required in-person ID for any move over $500. 2. Attorney's office, prepped civil suit for fraud, elder abuse, breach of fiduciary duty. Criminal referral ready but not filed yet. 3. County clerk, filed to invalidate the forged transfers. Official record, fraud attempted. By 3 p.m., everything was back in my name legally. When I walked in, Ethan and Sarah were at the table with papers. "Mom, perfect timing. We think a care facility is best." I cut him off. "Ethan, you're the one who's confused." His face went white as I laid it out. The forgeries, the girlfriend, named Brooke, the recordings, the cancelled transfers, the lawyer on speed dial. Sarah stood beside me. "You betrayed both of us, Ethan." He tried gaslighting. "You're confused, Mom. You need help." I played the recording on speaker. His voice: "Kick the old lady out. Sarah gets nothing." He collapsed into a chair. The confrontation lasted hours. He admitted the company was $180,000 in debt. Bad loans, overspending on Brooke, suppliers unpaid. He begged. We gave options. Option 1. We file everything. Fraud charges. 5 to 15 years possible. Company bankrupt. Family destroyed. Option 2. Structured agreement. He chose 2. Paul drew it up. Return every stolen dollar plus 8% interest. Sell the girlfriend's apartment lease. Proceeds to me as partial damages. 50% company equity to me as collateral. For 2 years, I oversee major decisions. Sarah gets $1,500 per month supervisor salary from company profits. Weekly reports. No unauthorized spending. If he slips, full ownership to me, criminal charges filed. He ends things with Brooke immediately. He signed. 6 months later, company profits up 35%. Ethan working 60-hour honest weeks. No more secrets. Sarah and he started counseling. Trust slow, but real. A year in, he paid me back early. Debt gone. Lenders off his back, they were legit but aggressive. 2 years later, company worth $1.4 million. I took 40% partnership, veto power if needed, but mostly advisory. Sarah manages the new Orlando branch. Last month, our granddaughter Lily turned 1. We had a barbecue in the backyard. The same one Ethan once planned to sell. Ethan brought me coffee like old times. "Mom, thank you for not giving up on me." I looked at him, really looked. I never gave up on the boy I raised. I just refused to let the man he'd become destroy us all. He teared up. I was wrong. About everything. Forgiveness isn't instant. Scars remain. But we rebuilt, on honesty, boundaries, respect. Not the family I dreamed of, but stronger. If you've made it this far, thank you. These stories are emotional. Betrayal hurts, but comeback hits different. If this resonated, smash like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more real feel family stories, revenge, redemption, all of it. Super thanks helps me keep these coming. Big hugs from Tampa. See you in the next one. Stay strong out there.